Hey, what's up, my YouTube fam? I'm back. This is Larry with the Best Credit Repair channel. Today, we're going to be talking about restrictive endorsement letters and why they're the best strategy to get collection accounts removed off your credit report when you've been battling with trying to get them removed from disputing. It has not worked, and you just like, hey, I'm tired of fooling with it. I just need to get these little small collection accounts removed off. I want to settle these accounts and get them off, and I'm going to show you why this is the best strategy to use doing that. But we're going to do that right after this intro. All right, I'm back. So, listen, we're going to go through, I'm going to take you through this strategy that I've been using for years. 99% that has worked. It's only been one time that hasn't worked, and they just did not accept it because the client didn't want to pay any more or couldn't pay any more than what they were offering at the time. So, what is a restrictive endorsement letter? A restrictive endorsement letter is you're creating a contract with certain terms and conditions that you're going to place in that letter and on the back of a personal check to a collection agency to remove a collection account that is reporting. So the objective is I'm going to pay you, but the only way that you can get the money from me is to agree to remove this debt from my credit report, right? So I'm gonna cover and go over that. I got all my little letters here that I use, but we're gonna start with the basis. So why do we, because you get people, I've had people that say, you don't want to use a personal check. All they're going to do is take the routing number and the account number and they're going to do an ACH. Okay, but we got a trick for that, right? So what you want to do is you're going to, on your personal check, you're going to put a deposit only endorsement. Now, what is the definition of a deposit only when you place it on a check? For deposit only endorsements is added to the back of a check in order to restrict the payment of the check to the endorser. So as long on the back of that check, and we're going to cover the statement you put on the back of that check, says for deposit only, they cannot take the checking information off your check and use it for an ACH. It is illegal. You just set the barrier for that, right? So another thing I want to add, it is most important to use for deposit only endorsement when a check will be out of the physical control of the payee for a period of time, such as when a check is being mailed to a bank for deposit, right? So now that check is out of your control. So that's the other powerful thing about using for deposit only, because you know that check is out of your control, but you still want to have control of that check and how that check will be deposited. So that's what makes it so strong. Let's continue. So when trying to put a restrictive endorsement letter together, now you're going to use this term, deposit only, right? Remember to endorse any check for payment, right? They have to endorse the back of it. The endorsement on the back is their agreement to your terms and conditions for depositing the check. What are your terms and conditions? Your terms and conditions are that what you're saying is I am giving you this settlement, and if you agree to the settlement for this amount, and we're going to break all that down, for this amount, then you agree to remove this from TransUnion, Equifax, Experian, or whatever credit report you have it reporting to, right? Right. So I'm gonna go through, some of this letter. It just says subject in good faith. This is an attempt to settle and remove from all credit reporting agencies. You're gonna put your name, the last four of your social, and say, in an attempt to settle the debt in good faith with whatever collection. Just say Midland Funding, right? I am submitting a check. So I'm gonna give you an example. You have a collection for $500. This was make this strategy. So you're like, I'm not paying them jokers $500. Okay. Like I tell my client, no, I don't want you to pay them $500 either. But let's send them. What do you want? You want to charge 200 or 250? 250 is 50% of the debt. Do you want to send 250? I have some clients that say, you know what? I got some time to play with them. Let's send them 200 and see if they bite. Right? So we're going to write a check for $200. And then on the back of that check, we're going to write our terms and conditions. Right? I have these letters in my master dispute package. You're going to write the terms and conditions on the back of that check. Right? Once you write the terms and conditions on the back of that check, that is your proof. Because the only way they can access the money is to deposit that check. Once they deposit that check, you have a copy of the front and the back. You watch your terms and agreement on the back. They endorse the back of that check. Now, with this letter and the check, and then say they reduced it to zero, but they didn't remove it. No problem. I got a follow-up letter. Pretty much the follow-up letter just comes back and says, hey, here goes the letter that you did. We mail it back to them, certified mail. This is the letter that I sent you. I have copies of it. I've signed it. I have a copy of the check that you deposited with your endorsement on the back of the check, agreeing to my terms and conditions for depositing this check. So please remove this debt from my credit report. If you will not remove this debt from my credit report, you leave me no choice but to take this letter and take the front and back of my check that you endorse with my terms and conditions on the back of that check and see what are my options and what are the next steps I can take after I talk to a consumer lawyer. You know what they're going to do? They're going to take it off, right? Because there's no way they're going to walk in court with a letter that you sent them, right? A check with the terms and conditions on the back of it, their endorsement on the back of it, and try to fight you not to remove it. They're going to remove it. That's what's so powerful about this strategy, right? Some people don't have time to be going through this dispute. They get frustrated, they get tired. Plus, it just may be reporting accurate. The only other way with collection agencies to put fear in them is to take them to court. But do you want to take somebody to court for $500 when you probably could get out of it for $250 or $200? Is it really worth that? That's your day out of work. Probably gonna lose more than that just going out of work unless you got vacation time, But that's your time. You don't want to. Most people don't want to sit up in court all day. We all had tickets where we want to fight a ticket and be in the courtroom 3 and 4 and 5 hours before they even call our name. You may not want to do that, right? You may want to just, hey, what is the easiest and simple and fastest way I could get this debt removed off my credit report, this collection? I'll tell them what it is. You could have $1,000 collection account. And you may say, you know what? I'm going to use this strategy. I'm going to send them $300 and see if they bite. I'm going to write out this contract to them. I'm going to send them a check, put my terms and agreement on the back of the check, and I'm going to see if they're going to bite. Right? If they bite, you just got out of $1,000 collection account for $300 and get it removed because they endorsed the back of your check. Right? There's other things that I have in here just to make sure that if it had to come to that, there is no way they can wiggle out of it. There's another statement on here that has to be on this letter, right? It has to be on this letter. Now I'm giving y'all a lot of the nuggets, but I keep it real with you. I'm not gonna give you every single one of the nuggets. You gotta come to me, talk to me. If you want the letters, you can come get the letters. But I'm giving you the strategy. right? Right? You got to do your research. Same way I do my research, but I'm bringing you a strategy that you can use, right? And it's a powerful strategy, you know. Some people don't want to be dealing with all that. You could have a $2,000 collection account. You could say, I'm going to send them $500 and see if they bite. And with this strategy, if they cash that check, you got them. You got them. Might as well start smiling. You got them. They cannot wiggle out of it. They endorse the back of it. If they cash the check, if they ACH it, you got them. Because on your check that you're gonna take a picture of before you send it, right? You're gonna take a picture of the letter, the certified letter that you sent them to show proof that they received it. You're gonna have all your ducks in a row. They can't get out of it. Well, how did you get my checking information? I sent you a check. We're gonna go to court and say, well, we pulled their routing number and account number out the air. They had to have something to get your account number. And if they entered your account without your approval, they still can't do that. So this strategy is so important. It is so strong, right? So it works in multiple ways. I use this with a lot of clients. Again, I have a client one time with a $7,000 collection account. Matter of fact, I think we sent them $1,500. They seen that $1,500 check and cashed it. You know what? We got it removed off a credit report. So remember now, some people want to use this with original creditors. I can tell you, a lot of them may not accept it. I'm just going to be honest with you. But I haven't sent it to every single one. There may be a creditor that accepts it. If a creditor accepts this, I don't care who they is, Bank of America, Chase, they just entered into a contract with you. If they cash that check, you got them. Because they agreed to those terms. If they cannot agree to them, then they should have sent that check. Because it also says this in the letter. If Midland Funding, we'll use Midland Funding, will not accept the terms and agreements by endorsing this check for deposit, oh, Lord have mercy. By endorsing this check for deposit, this check for deposit only, please return the check to the above address. If the terms and agreement have been accepted, please send a receipt and a letter stating all terms have been agreed in writing. Right? I'm giving you some more. So even if they don't, you've already told them within the letter, return the check. You don't have permission to cash the check if you don't agree to my terms and conditions. Send the check back to me. Right? That's so strong about this strategy, right? It's dangling money. It's like you're going fishing, you got a little worm swirling, and that fish just like, I want it, I want it, I want it. Maybe do I take it? Do I take it? Boop! They took it. So, because once they cash that check, you got them because you got proof that they endorsed it and cashed it, right? Again, if they just take the ACH, that's illegal. They can't do that. You already stated that. We already put deposit only on the back of the check. They can't do that. And then they would have to prove, well, how did you get my account number and routing number if you didn't receive my check? Right? So there's a lot of strategies. This strategy I've been using for years. And I've been one of the few people. I know other people have been starting to preach it, but I know I've been doing this for years, and a lot of people didn't even believe this could work, right? And I'm like, it's been working for me for years. And now people are catching on like, oh my gosh, that strategy is good. Right. Because it's all about creating a contract. It's all about dangling money and because a collection company is all about making money. And with this new medical debt that's coming out, there's gonna be a whole lot of people gonna be like, Joe, you can't even put that on my credit report. I ain't paying you nothing. It's under $500, right? And then some of these people that's gonna pay these collection accounts and be, hey, I got a medical debt for $500. I'm gonna send you $200, right? And get this stuff off paid, gone. So it's all about it. Because after next year, anything under 500 ain't gonna get reported anyway. So collection count, that's gonna be a lot of money that they're gonna be losing because of that, because they've lost a lot of leverage. so so I am telling you, if you're dealing and you don't want, you're tired of dealing with trying to go through the dispute process to get these small collection accounts off your credit and you can't get them off, and you say, look, you got a $700, you say, man, I could use this strategy, pay them 200 and get it off. Oh man, all day long, all day long. But again, if you want to know more information about this, shoot me an email. People have been asking me about this strategy, and why do I use it? How good is it? I'm telling you, I've been 99%. Told you one time, and I've already told you that one time it didn't work, but 99% of the time this strategy has worked. Right? I use this religiously. I tell a client, hey, if we can dispute it, but if we have a hard time, let's not play with them for 6 months. It's a small collection. Let's just send them a little bit, use this restrictive endorsement, get it off your credit report. Let's move on. You trying to move your credit report forward. Is it worth that? Is it worth just holding on when you can get out of something for $200, $300 and you owe $1,000, $1,200 and you just like, I don't want to pay them nothing? I'm telling you, the strategy is foolproof. It works. It's a contract. We work on contracts. Like they use you for a contract. You get that credit card, you sign a contract. You go get that car, oh, you signed a contract. You got that personal loan, oh, you signed that contract. You owe, ain't no different. You gonna use the same strategy they use on you, you gonna put it back on them. And that's what it is. So if you have any questions, oh, and I forgot to say, like and subscribe to the channel. Please hit the thumbs up. Please continue to follow me. I'm bringing y'all good information. People have been asking me about this restrictive endorsement strategy, and I said I would do a video on it. And I'm giving y'all a lot of nuggets. Usually I don't do video because this is some powerful information. I do a little bit on this, but I don't give a lot of information. I really gave out a lot of information on here, right? But I do have these letters. I have the initial letter, the follow-up letter, the endorsement definition. I have what steps. Step 1 through 10, what you need to do to get it off. If this happens, what should you do? All of that, it's all in my master dispute package, but maybe you just want the restrictive endorsement package. You can get that. So if you have any questions, you know the deal. Email me. This is Larry with Invest and Build Your Credit. I'm going back to my old name. This is the best credit repair channel. And I really appreciate y'all for coming and rocking with me. I'm continuing to try to get these videos out to y'all. But remember, I keep telling I'm not commuting to 2 different cities, man. So sometimes it gets difficult getting videos out on a consistent basis. But I definitely wanted to bring y'all that. I appreciate y'all for hanging out. Please like and subscribe and share to the channel. And I'm out.